All right, then as for the closing of this 2 days conference, let us invite the director of the plan and research section, and also the OECD, the research statistic, Ms. Alessandra Corchia. So first of all, Mr. Maeda, please.
よろしくお願いします。We would like to ask Mr. Hitoshi Maeda, Director of Policy Planning and Research Division, JPO, to make a closing remark.
Thank you for the introduction. My name is Maeda. I am Plant and Research Section Director of JPO. I'm so happy that over 300 people have participated this 2 days IP Statistics for Decision Makers 2014. For 2 days, you have discussed extensively about the IP statistics, IP, and also economy. For the keynote panels, we have heard great information from the high-class officials of the different agencies, and also this is held for the first time in Asia. Therefore, we have invited the Secretary General of the area, Mr. Nishimura, to share their activities about the IP. And also for the panel discussions, we have gathered the practitioners and also the academia on this topic and have exchanged great views of their studies. As for the poster presentations and other paper presentations, that we have heard so many wisdom and knowledge from the presentators. And I hope that this 2 days conference have been useful for all the participants. The IP is created based on the connectivity between the people and the combination of information. And I hope this conference was the basis for the further development of the network among yourselves. Well, lastly, we are very happy that we have been able to organize this conference jointly with OECD. And even at the JPO, my colleagues and also my subordinates worked very hard, and I also would like to thank them for their great work.
Everyone, and see you again at the next conference. Thank you.
ありがとうございました、前田課長。それでは続きまして、コレッキア課長、お願いしたいと思います。And now, Ms. Alessandra Correcchia, please.
Yes, good afternoon. It's an honor to be closing the conference on behalf of the OECD. It has been a very 2 intense days. We've been discussing the IP-related cutting-edge research. We certainly have filled some of the gaps, and we have raised new questions. So that was also the purpose of this conference. I wanted to remind you that if the quality of the research presented here today, and also the poster session that you have been looking at is high, you consider it to be high, is especially thanks to the scientific committee that you were able to meet during these 2 days and listen to their contribution. So I will just mention their names in alphabetical order: Stuart Graham, Browning Hall, Dietmar Haroff, Adam Jaffe, Ken Lee, Sadao Nagaoka, Mark Shankerman, and Elizabeth Webster. So we really need to thank them, as well as Maria Grazia Squicciarini from the OECD, because they, Yes, from reading all the submissions and the papers, and only the top quality ones came to the conference. The other point I want to make is that if the quality of the research presented here is high, is exactly because we had a tremendous improvement in the infrastructure. We have been talking about this in this latest panel. This is a very intensive, resource-intensive effort, IT-intensive, and so on. So what we really need to develop and continue to develop this infrastructure is to join forces. That's how we can have step changes that will allow us to do better analysis. And that's really the purpose of the Patent Statistics Task Force Maria Grazia referred to. So the idea is to improve the quality of the data, to improve the access to the data, to give a wider menu of data to be able to do research. So while this conference is over, the task force actually meets tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock at the GPO. So they have a lot of work to do in this respect. So this conference this year will be remembered for many reasons. One is the broadening, the change in the name, reflecting the broadening of the scope beyond patents, we said. The first time in Japan, the first time in Asia overall. A very strong Asian participation, first time. It was, we're really delighted about that. The 3 very interesting panel discussions. So I think overall we had two rich days. I can see conference fatigue in your eyes, so I'm not going to be very long. I just wanted to end by really thanking our host, because this is the tangible sign of this long-standing cooperation between the OECD and the JPO. So it has been challenging to co-organize over distance. It's a very large conference, very high-profile conference, so that's pretty difficult. But we really achieved a big success. It's in front of all of you. So I want to thank my colleague Maeda-san, who intervened before me, and his team. Arigatou gozaimashita. So, and of course, on the OECD side, the team that put together the conference was mainly Maria Grazia and Hélène Derny. So I think we should also acknowledge them for this effort. Please give a hand. And the OECD's good practice also to thank the people who really do the toughest job, which is the interpreters. Can you imagine? I know. We had a lot of technical details, people and speakers from all over the world. It's been challenging for them, and also thank all the Japanese staff that supported the conference and made it really work smoothly. And the final congratulations to all of us for staying awake. I really share this kind of permanent state of jet lag, so I can feel for that. And I hope it was a good occasion for networking and meeting new people, but especially in getting new ideas for your next research project. So as all good things come to an end, bon voyage, and have a safe trip home if you came from outside. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Caleglia, and thank you very much to you all. お疲れ様でした、皆様。これにて本日のカンファレンスを終了させていただきます。Thank you very much for joining us today. Once again, please leave the receivers on the desk or the chair. Thank you very much. 皆様どうぞ同時通訳レシーバーは机または椅子の上にそのまま置いてお帰りください。Thank you very much. ありがとうございました。